and welcome back. I'm Stephanie Stahl, VP of Content Marketing at UBM. I'm here live in Las Vegas on the Interop show floor. Greg, welcome to the news desk.
Great to be here.
So tell us a little bit about you and your company.
So I'm with a company called CloudVelox. We have software that automates the provisioning of an application environment from a data center, a premise data center, into cloud storage that can then be ignited for disaster recovery or for testing. So the value proposition is basically, rather than keeping a second data center, running it, provisioning it, diesel power, people, security, using Amazon Cloud Storage, and then during testing or outage, rather than having configuration weekend and setting it up, you simply ignite that environment with a button for a test or during an outage. So the result is usually a 50% or more reduction in cost versus maintaining a secondary data center. But what our customers really respond to is a pretty incredible increase in the ability to test on a regular basis versus just assume that data center will work when you need it.
Let's talk a little bit more about your customers.
Okay.
So what are the pain points you're trying to solve for them?
So in a nutshell, a lot of them have a secondary data center. They're unwieldy, they're costly, and in many cases they're difficult to test. It requires a lot of effort. In some cases, they have to ask their DR as a service provider for 30 days notice in order to just find out if it works or not. That in itself is not a very comforting value prop, right? Because how many storms, earthquakes, or IT errors give you 30 days notice? So that in itself is one of the pain points. And the other is that increasingly a lot of CIOs are trying to get out of the hardware business gracefully, and the second data center, the one that's used like 1% of the time every year, is a really easy target.
Certainly. So what would you say is the most innovative part of your solution?
So within the ecosystem of, say, virtualization, there are a lot of good tools that have evolved that as long as you're standardized on a single virtualization platform, they're pretty darn good tools, good interfaces, they work well. But if you're in a premise and data center environment that's 50% virtualized, 20%, 80%, or even 90%, you run into the gotchas that are involved with that 10% that's the physical servers, and those are where the problematic issues are. So in that area of the physical world and the mixed data centers, we offer a breadth of automation that pretty much nobody else offers. So we kind of stand apart for those type of environments. You could use those other tools with a heavy amount of professional services, or your team and a partner could do it much faster with much less risk with our software that automates a lot of those processes.
Would you say that's the key differentiator from your competitors, or what would you tell us?
I would say that is one, that the breadth of automation, and number two, our discovery when it comes to these mixed environments is really unprecedented. If you're within a VMware environment or another virtualized environment, Xen or KVM, the playing field's fairly level, but once you add the pragmatic premise of mixed stuff, our automation really sets us apart.
Fantastic. You enjoying the show?
I'm loving it. It's great.
Excellent. It's great to have you here.
Thanks for being here. Sure.
All right, stay tuned for more from the Information Week news desk here at Interop, live on the show floor.